Alright, 26. The inverse of a function is that. What is the original function? Alright, so if they give us the inverse, how do we find the original function?
Inverse again?
Take the inverse of this, right? So step 1 is to switch the x's and y's. So this will become an x equals the square root of 2/5 y. Square both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and switch the sides. So I have 2/5 y is equal to x squared. And then multiply both sides by 5/2. So f of x then would be equal to 5/2 x squared. Questions? All right, 27. Which of the following is a zero? No calculator, can't factor that. What do we got?
How do you know you can't calculate it?
The ratio here is 4/9. The ratio here is 3/10. Not the same. Synthetic division with the possible rational roots? Yeah. Okay, so which one do you want to try first?
-2.
-2. Be nice if it was that one. 4, 9, -3, -10. Bring the first one down. -8, 1, -2, -5. Holy.
Yep.
Nice.
Yay.
X equals -2. That's A. They normally don't do that. No, they normally don't make it A.
Oh,
Where you got to check all of them. Because they normally don't make it the first one.
but you normally guess
Yeah, it's
it.
like they give you A, B, C, D, E, and you try all of them, and then none of them work, and then you go back to the A works.
Well, but no, yeah.
Okay, that was 27. All right, 28.
What if the X cannot equal
No, it worked. I got a 0 for a remainder, so I know X equals 2. That's one of the answers. All right, 28. They want us to expand out X minus 2 to the 4th power.
Yeah.
That's just for that. Remember when we did this? We did Pascal's triangle.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1.
I still don't get it.
4, 6, 4, 1. Right?
What?
You gave us that thing, and I literally took 2 hours to
You just add up the two numbers right above it to get. So I got this 4 because I added 1 and 3. I got the 6 because I added 3 and 3.
1, 5,
Okay, what's the point of this?
Okay, the next line, Peter will be what? 1.
5,
Peter.
10.
5,
5, 10.
10,
Peter.
10, 5.
And you always got a 1. In. Okay. What's the point of this, right?
Yeah.
These are the coefficients when I expand this out. I'm going to use this row
Why?
because it's got the 4 in it and there's a 4. Okay? So it's going to be, you start with this to this power and then decrease it. You start with this to the 0 power and then increase it. So it'll be 1 from here, x to the 4th, -2 to the 0.
This was the definitely. What does the C stand for?
The coefficient, that's all it is. Plus 5x cubed, I'm going to decrease the x's and increase the negative 2.
Wait, aren't you using the 4?
Negative 2 to the first power. Oh yes, 4, thank you. We're using this row.
Okay.
And then 6 times x squared, negative 2 to the square, and then plus, what's the next one, 4, x to the first, negative 2 to the third, and then plus 1, x to the 0, negative 2 to the fourth power. Okay,
Are the
coefficients?
okay, so the numbers with the second one are y's, right? Y's go up and x's go down.
Sure. Well, it's not a y, it's a 2, but yeah.
Okay.
So what's with all the C's and...
The C just represents the coefficient. You can get Pascal's triangle by using combinations. Math, probability, they're NCR. So let's look at 4C1. 4 math, probability, C1. It's going to give me, that's 4C1 is the second coefficient, right?
Yeah.
And then- which is the 4 from right here. No or yes? You okay with this?
I thought this was non-calculated.
It is non-calculated. I wasn't figuring anything out. I was showing you, if you punch in 4C0, you get 1. If you punch in 4C1, you get 4. If you punch in 4C2, you get 6. If you punch in 4C3, you get 4. And if you punch in 4C4, you get 1. Everybody okay with this?
Yeah.
Notice that the C's are all the same for all the answers. So that has nothing to do with picking the right answer.
So would it be C or D then?
Well, which one is it? Neither one.
It's
It's
A.
A.
Yeah, I was just thinking, would it be C or D?
Oh, it wouldn't be C or D, yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's see.
The answer's A. Any questions? 28. All right, 29. What are the zeros of the polynomial?
Oh, crap.
All right, we can't factor it. Can't use calculator. So synthetic division. 1 won't work. -1 won't work. Let's try 2. Three, 6, 8, 16, -3, -6.
I'm telling you, he knows.
Negative.
So I know x equals 2 is one of my answers.
Can you just like tell us how you go through them, like, and say?
You have the answer next to you, right?
No, there's a little trick for one negative.
You got
There's,
it.
there's a
told us
trick
last
for
year.
telling, and I forget it.
Okay, I know 1 won't work because I added up the coefficients and did not get 0. 3 plus 2 minus 19 plus 6 is not 0. So I know 1 won't work. The test for -1, you have to change the sign of the odd exponents. So make that a -3. Make that a positive 19. Because x is the first power.
I love
Then
it.
add them up. If you get 0, -1 will work.
Can you repeat
Wow.
Yeah, can you do that?
Yeah. Change the signs of the coefficients on the odd exponents. 3 and 1 are my odd exponents, right? So I'm going to make this a -3 and make this a positive 19. So negative 3 plus 2 plus 19 plus 6 is definitely not 0.
Yeah.
So I know negative 1 is not going to work. Okay, so then I just went to the next one, 2.
What's the trick for it? That's only one, more than one. Compared to a total of 3.
We're not done. Now we have 3x squared plus 8x minus 3 equals 0, right? And this is factorable. A times c is negative 9. Two numbers multiply to negative 9 but add up to 8.
9 and negative 1.
9 and negative 1. So split the middle term because my a is not equal to 1. So it'll be 3x squared plus 9x minus x minus 3. Group it by 2's. What can I pull out of the first grouping? 3x. That leaves x plus 3. What can I pull out of the next grouping?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. That leaves x plus 3. So 3x minus 1. X plus 3. So x is equal to 1/3, negative 3, and 2.
Well, it has 3 zeros. Doesn't it mean it has 2 zeros? Oh, 2 curves, 3 zeros.
2 curves, yep, 3 zeros. Any questions on number 29? Yes. Hold on. We'll take one. All right, 30. Given that g is continuous function, what does that mean? It's continuous, yeah, very good. On the interval from 1 to 5. G of 1 is negative 1. G of 5 is 7. What does the intermediate value theorem guarantee for the function of g? Okay, good. Let's draw this and see if we can figure this out together. The IVT. Check this out. If we plug a 1 into the function, we get negative 1. So that point there is on the function. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if we plug a 5 in, what do we get?
7.
7. That point there is on the function. The function is continuous from 1 to 5.
It's a straight line.
Is it
Not necessarily straight.
just keeps going on?
I mean, it may do a bunch. I mean, it may do this. You know what I mean? You never know. But it's continuous from that point to that point.
So there are no holes really.
No holes, no asymptotes. From here to here, I can draw the function, whatever it looks like, with one pencil stroke. What axis did I cross when I drew that function? I had to cross the x-axis, didn't I? To get from this point to this point continuously, I have to cross the x-axis on it.
Does it guarantee that you cross the x-axis?
Which means what? If it crosses the x-axis, what does that mean?
It means there's a 0 on it.
There's a 0 there. So that guarantees between 1 and 5, there's got to be a 0.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because this one is below the x-axis, this one is above the x-axis. The only way I can get from here to here, I got to cross the x-axis somewhere. So that guarantees me a 0 in between there. So, how can you use this? Don't put your stuff away. Not yet. How can we use this? Shh. How can we use this? Make your life easier.
What do you mean? Like how to solve this?
Find zeros.
If you have to solve a polynomial and you can't graph it or something, you have to list out possible rational roots. This number here is the y value for that x. So say you did 1 and you got a negative number, and you did 2 and you got a positive number.
It's going to be a graph.
Probably 1 1/2, 3/2, if that's one of your possible rational roots, is going to be one of the answers. Does that make sense? It'll help you eliminate a bunch of your possible rational roots to find the zero. Alright, we'll stop there. Can you stop the camera?